you all again, and today we are going to discuss the question paper of Punjab Public Service Commission, which was conducted just day before yesterday. This exam was for the post of assistant professor, and luckily the syllabus of PPSC and UGC NET is exactly same. The same syllabus is uploaded on the website of Punjab Public Service Commission. There is not even a single difference between the syllabus. So this paper analysis is going to be very fruitful and very helpful for all of you in the upcoming UGC NET exam, as well as it is very helpful for upcoming UPHESC exam. Because as I was going through the question paper, I realized that many questions which was asked in Rajasthan assistant professor exam, the same question is repeated here in Punjab Public Service Commission exam. So as usual, literature is nothing like a science where questions cannot be formulated every now and then. So the question has to be repeated, and I have observed frequently questions are repeated, and most of the questions are from our classes directly that we have studied in our classes. Luckily, I have observed one more thing, that almost 70% of the questions are again asked from this Laurel book, and very happy to share that it's again proved to be the miraculous book in Punjab Public Service Commission exam. Okay, so now I'm going to start the question. Okay, so the first question, I'll read the question as well. The first question: William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, Antony and Cleopatra, and Coriolanus are based on. The options are Olenset Chronicles, Folktales and Legends, Plutarch's Lives, and older Roman plays. As we have seen, yes, please.
Sir, Julius Caesar is from Plutarch's Lives is given in our book, sir.
Okay.
In our PDF also.
Right. So Plutarch Lives is correct. So amend this option. Plutarch Lives is correct. Yes, I have also checked. Plutarch Lives is correct. So the first question, the answer is C. First option of the second question: Look Back in Anger, John Osborne, 1956. Then Zoo Story by Edward Albee, 1958. Waiting for Godot was premiered in 1953. Okay, and The Birthday Party, I think 1957. Okay, so all these years you need to remember, as these are very important. Okay, next question: In which play we are referring where a woman pushes her mate, and the play is known as Bernard Shaw's idea of life force theory? Idea of life force theory. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. The right answer is Man and Superman. There are two characters called Anne and Jack Tanner, also known as John Tanner. And this play by George Bernard Shaw has developed the life force theory. Okay, so in Jack Tanner and Anne, they are the male and the female protagonist in the play. And what does mean the life force theory is that according to George Bernard Shaw, the concept of life force theory, he says that there is a conflict between the nature of man and woman. And he says that the man is a kind of a spiritual creator, and woman is a guardian of biological continuity of the human race. So there is a difference between the forces acting behind each sexes. And he says that the role of women is to stimulate the man to marry her, as it is seen in the character Anne. Anne is trying to pursue Jack and Tanner again and again for the marriage, whereas Jack Tanner is a kind of a spiritual character who is trying to find out the purpose of his life. So Man and Superman is absolutely right. Jack Tanner is represented as a Superman character here. There is one more information about the play Man and Superman, that it is having a preface that is written in an epistolary form, in a letter form. The letter is written by George Bernard Shaw to Arthur Bingham Walkley. Arthur Bingham Walkley is a friend of George Bernard Shaw. So when his friend asked him to write a play on Don Juan, so just to display that, he wrote Man and Superman. This play was premiered in the year 1903 for the first time. But in this premiere, Don Juan scene that appears in Act 3, Scene 2, Act 3, Scene 2 was removed from the premiere. So in 1903, the first premiere of the play took place, in which Act 3, Scene 2 was deleted. However, the complete play was premiered in the year 1915 with the Don Juan episode as well. So I hope this much information is enough. Okay, the next question. Okay, so the next question. One of these plays was not written by Eugene O'Neill. Choose the play. The options are Emperor Jones, A Streetcar Named Desire, Morning Becomes Electra, and Desire Under the Arms. Yes, absolutely right. A Streetcar Named Desire is the right option, as A Streetcar Named Desire is written by Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams. Streetcar Named Desire. So that is the right option. Rest all three are written by American playwright Eugene O'Neill. That is Emperor Jones, Morning Becomes Electra, and Desire Under the Arms. Okay, so I have got few subtitles from Man and Superman. The subtitle is A Comedy and a Philosophy. A Comedy and a Philosophy, the right answer given by Pratigya. That's very nice. Comedy and a Philosophy. That is the subtitle of Man and Superman. Okay, so the next question, we are moving on to ripeness is all. Where does this line occur in Shakespeare? A very famous quotation. Ripeness is all. Yes, absolutely right. King Lear is the right answer. So B is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is question number 6. Say inspired but diabolically inspired. Say is inspired but diabolically inspired. Who does this line refer to? Again, the question is from George Bernard Shaw. Yes, absolutely right. The right answer is B, Saint John. She is inspired but diabolically inspired. The right answer is Saint John. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 7. Who marries Cordelia in King Lear? The options are Duke of Albany, Duke of Cornwall, King of France, and Edgar. Yes, absolutely right. C is the right answer. Revati, Sumana, Rita, all of you given the right answer. King of France has married with Cordelia. That's absolutely right answer. Okay, the next question from the philosophy of Ben Jonson. The humor responsible for melancholy in human temper. There are 4 humors according to Ben Jonson. The first is called as the humor of blood. Humor of blood, that is related to optimism. Blood is related to optimism. The second one is flame. that is related to demier disposition. Which humor relates to which idea? That is very important. So blood is optimism, phlegm is disposition, then black bile is related to countenance, and yellow bile is related to frustrated melancholic personality. Frustrated melancholic personality. So all these four humors are very important: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. Okay, so we will take black bile. I'll also confirm later on. Black bile is the right answer here. Okay, so the right answer here is Poor Women of Canterbury. B is the right answer. Absolutely right. All of you gave the right answer. Next question. Question number 10. That is, which of the following does not belong to the angry young man movement? Angry young man movement that was flourished during 1950s in England. So obviously, John Osborne and Kingsley Amis were the propounders of the movement, later on joined by John Vane. However, George Bernard Shaw was not there at all. So George Bernard Shaw is the right answer. Okay, so all of you are going great. Let's move on to the next question. In the general prologue to the Canterbury Tales, which two characters exemplify Christian goodness? Christian goodness. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll go with the option C, Parson and Plowman. I'm very happy that all of you are participating very nicely. Okay, let's move on to question number 12. In Paradise Lost, Milton presents the action of the fall of man in two stages. In which of the following books? So in two stages. In the first stage, Saturn is unsuccessful. Then he goes for the second attempt. In the first attempt, he is trying to tempt Eve in the form of a toad. Yes, most of you have given the right answer. The right answer is book number 4 and book number 9. Book number 4 and book number 9. Book number 4 starts with the landing of Saturn in Mount Nifats. This is the place where the poem is starting, and Saturn is landing in the paradise, and there he visualizes for the first time Adam and Eve. Then he takes the form of a toad and he goes to Eve and murmurs while she is sleeping, and she trying to deviate Eve and trying for a fall of man. So in the book number 4, it was an unsuccessful attempt of Saturn. However, in book number 9, the attempt of Saturn was successful. Okay, so book number 4 and 9 is absolutely right. Let's move on to question number 13. Who among the following is mourned in Walt Whitman, "O Captain, My Captain"? Very simple question. Yes, obviously the right answer is Abraham Lincoln. And the last question of the slide, question number 14. Who is the author of the poem "Summer in Calcutta"? Just few days back, we were discussing about it. Yes, Kamala Das is absolutely right. Okay, moving to the next question, number 15. Jabberwocky is a creation of. As you know, Jabberwocky is a poem that appears in a children's novel. Yes, Alice in Wonderland. This poem appears in Lewis Carroll works Alice in Wonderland. So Lewis Carroll is the right answer. The questions are very easy. In every exam, you will find 80% of the questions you know, and 20% will be the unknown questions. So here also in this exam, you'll find 20% questions unknown to you. So do not bother about that. Focus on the 80% questions. Who said of the blank verse, quoting an unnamed critic, that it is verse only to the eye, adding further that it has neither the easiness of prose nor the melody of numbers. Okay, so if you don't know anything about this quotation, just look at the keyword blank verse. Blank verse is connected with Marlowe's mighty lines. Marlowe's mighty lines. So
Samuel Johnson.
yes,
Then
so you have to find whether anyone has written about those playwrights, Marlowe's and all. Dryden has not written.
sir, could you
Pope,
please zoom it a little bit?
yeah, sure. So Dryden has nothing written about blank verse. Pope has nothing written. Coleridge has not written. Johnson has written about 52 poets in Life of Eminent Poets. So while he was talking about life of Milton for writing Paradise Lost in blank verse, there he has discussed about this quotation. Okay, so Samuel Johnson is the right answer for this question. Next, moving on to question number 17. When one line of poetry runs into the next line with no punctuation to slow the reading, the process is known as. When there is no punctuation, if there is a punctuation, it is called as caesura. But if there is no punctuation, then if one line is moving to the next line, it is called as enjambment. All of you gave the right answer. Enjambment is the right answer. The next question. You have to identify the lines from Wilfred Owen's poem, the shrill, demented chorus of waiting sails and bugles calling for them from sad shires. The shrill, demented chorus of waiting shells. Yes, the right answer is Anthem for Doomed Youth. Anthem for Doomed Youth. That's a poem by Wilfred Owen. Okay, next question. Question number 19. Match the opening line of the poems. The first one is, I leant upon a coppice gate. The second one, a sudden blow, the great wings beating still. Among 20 snowy mountains, I know what the caged bird feels as. You have to match with the poem names. 13 Blackbirds, Sympathy, The Darkling Thrush, Leda and Swan. So if you are not aware about the other three poems, you must have read Leda and Swan. So B has to be with 4. B is to be matched with 4. So there is only one option where B has the option number 4. So B is the right answer because the other three poems are generally not in the syllabus of any of the university, as I found. 13 Blackbirds, the full title is 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird. 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird. That is the full title by Wallace Stevens. Wallace Stevens. Sympathy is also a poem by Paul Dunbar. Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Now that is published in 1899. And The Darkling Thrust is a poem by Thomas Hardy. Darkling Thrust by Thomas Hardy. And Leda and Swan, by William Butler Yeats. So B is the right answer. Next, moving on to question number 20. Which of the following plays of Shakespeare is not directly referred to in T.S. Eliot's The West End? Very important question. Which of the following plays of Shakespeare is not directly referred to in T.S. Eliot's The Waste Land? Hamlet, King Lear, Coriolanus, and the Tempest. The right answer here is Coriolanus. From the Tempest, various lines are taken. Coriolanus is the right answer. Hamlet, King Lear, and Tempest. The lines appears from these three plays in the wasteland. Okay, moving on to question number 21. What is the title? Morte d'Arthur. Mallory, Morte d'Arthur mean? Arthur mortified, death of Arthur, castle of Arthur, burial of Arthur. Very simple question. Yes, death of Arthur is absolutely right. B is the right answer, death of the Arthur. Okay, moving on to the next question. The novel out of the following that contains 55 characters representing humanity. Which yes, the right answer given by all of you is the Pilgrim's Progress, that is representing humanity. That is the right answer. The Pilgrim's Progress. Okay, next question. Which novel of Jane Austen has the characters Fitzwilliam Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet? Sense and Sensibility, Emma, Mansfield Park, and Pride and Prejudice. Yes, the right answer is Pride and Prejudice. Very simple question. The next question is the short story, The Square Story, is written by. The Square Story. All the writers you have already read: George Eliot, Dickens, Hardy. All these writers are taught by me in the class. Elizabeth Gaskell. Yes, Elizabeth Gaskell is the right answer. The Square Story by Elizabeth Gaskell. English novelist and poet George Meredith belonged to. George Meredith, we have discussed few days back when I was talking about George Meredith was the one who was nominated for the Nobel Prize for 7 times. Nobel Prize was started in 1901, and in the very next year, 1902, George Meredith was nominated for the Nobel Prize for the first time, and continuously every year, 1903, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continuously 7 years he was nominated for the Nobel Prize, and in the next year 1909 he died. So obviously the answer is Victorian age. Okay, next question. In which of Hardy's novels does the character Abel Whittle appears? Again, very simple question. Abel Whittle. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. The right answer is Mayor of Casterbridge. Abel Whittle is the employee of Michael Henchard, later becomes the employee of Donald Farfrae. Okay, next question. Question number 27. Which of the following novels is not written by V.S. Naipaul? In just yesterday's class, the previous class, we were talking about this novel, A Palace of Illusion, based on Mahabharata. You can type the writer's name of A Place of Illusion in the chat box if any one of you know. A Palace of Illusion. Duryodhana and Draupadi's episode. Yes, Chitra Banerjee Devakurni. That's author of A Palace of Illusion. So B is the right answer. George Orwell is British, American, Canadian, French author. Question number 28. George Orwell is, yes, very simple question. British author, no doubt. Next question number 29. Who among the following is a novelist as well as a philosopher, and his philosophy is read as a part of the philosophy as a discipline? Albert Camus. Yes, he is related to which philosophy? You can type the answer in the chat box. Albert Camus is the right answer. Very famous for writing the novel The Stranger. Very famous for Stranger. Having other title, The Outsider. The Stranger or The Outsider. Yes, existentialism. Albert Camus is related to existentialism. Okay, so who is the narrator of Heart of Darkness at the Deck of Nail? The right answer is Charles Marlowe. Charles Marlowe is narrating the story of the Heart of Darkness. That is absolutely right. Which author suggested that Bacon is wisest, brightest, and meanest of mankind? The options are Jonathan Swift, Dryden, Johnson, and Pope. So this quotation appears in 1711 Alexander Pope essay on criticism. So Alexander Pope is the right answer. All of you have get the right answer. Okay, the next question from Indian literature. Arundhati Roy's essay that was published in 1999, The Greater Common Good. The Greater Common Good. The options are highlights the problems faced by Sardar Sarovar Dam, foregrounds the Indian state exclusionary development policies, deals with Narmada Bachao Andolan, or focuses on the developmental policies which are for the greater common good. The greater common good. The right answer is it highlights the problems faced by Sardar Sarovar Dam outsets. The greater common good is highlighting the problems faced by Sardar Sarovar Dam. So that is the right answer. Okay, next question. Yes, Pratigya has given the right answer. The major features generally understood to characterize Charles Lamb prose style. What are the characteristics of Charles Lamb prose style? So as you know, Charles Lamb has written essays of Elia, that is autobiographical essays. Charles Lamb, essays of Elia. So autobiographical elements, personal and idiocentric elements are there. So obviously C is the right answer. Another question from feminism. When was Mary Wollstonecraft's Vindication of the Rights of Women was published? All of you remembered well, I think. There is very important, 1792. Yes, 1792. Absolutely right. All of you are doing great. Question number 35. In which of the following essays does Bertrand Russell invoke psychoanalysis as a means of resolving human conflict? All the given works are written by Bertrand Russell. The options are: can man be rational? The harm that men do, freedom in society, the need for political skepticism. The right answer to this question is freedom in society. Freedom in society is invoking the psychoanalysis as a means of resolving the human conflict to get the freedom in the society. When the conflicts are removed from the human mind, then only the people will realize that they have the freedom. Okay, the next question. Who among the following prose writers had said in his essay on the prose style of poets? The answer lies here in the first line itself. Who is the author of the essay on the prose style of poets? Further, he gives a quotation. Some of the old English prose writers who were not poets are the best, and at the same time, the most poetical in the favorable sense. Among these, we may reckon some of the old divines and Jeremy Taylor at the head of them. There is a flush like the dawn over his writings, the sweetness of the rose, the freshness of the morning dew. So as you know that on the prose style of poets is the work by William Hazlitt. William Hazlitt, yes. All of you have given the right answer. William Hazlitt is the right answer. Okay, next question. Which of the following text does not belong to the genre of nature writing? Nature writing. This question is from eco-criticism. Eco-criticism. The options are Anne Lamott's Bird by Bird, Noah Stryker, The Thing with Feathers, Stephen Walter, Wild Himalaya, Rachel Carson, The Sea Around Us. The Sea Around Us is a prize-winning and best-selling book by American biologist Rachel Carson. Bird by Bird. It's a kind of malapropism. It's not bird by word, rather it's word by word. It is, the title is written in the malapropism, that is bird by bird. It is a self-help book, word by word, by Anne Lamott. It's a self-help book that it is also called a writing guide. And it is one of the best-selling books for the people who want to learn writing, a good fiction or non-fiction. It was first published in 1990s, and since then it is still the best-selling book in the market, self-help book market of self-help books for writing skills. If you want to develop the writing skills, you should go for Anne Lamott's Word by Word. It is malaproposed as Bird by Bird. So A is the right answer. Okay, next question number 38. Who among the following is the author of the essay The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Such questions always deviate the students because they are not from the mainstream line. They are not from any good university syllabus. They just ask to deviate the students. This question is one among them. Yes, the right answer is James Thurber. James Thurber. James Thurber is the author of The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. The next question, for which text did John Berger won the Booker Prize in 1972? For which text did John Berger win the Booker Prize in 1972? Okay, the right answer is the novel G. G is the novel by John Berger, for which he received Booker Prize in the year 1972. And this option is not there in any of the options. So this question must be coming under controversial questions. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The periodical started by Edison and Steele in 1711 was called as the Tatler, the Rambler, the Spectator, the Monthly Miscellanies. Easy question. The Spectator came in 1711, continued through 1713. So C is the right answer. Okay, the next question, question number 41. Who is the author of the statement, language bears within itself the necessity of its own critic? Language bears within itself the necessity of its own critic. Within itself, there is nothing outside the text. Language bears within itself the necessity of its own critic. And this is exactly related to the another statement, there is nothing outside the text. This definition is for the term by Jack Derrida The term was free play. This is the definition of free play. Language bears within itself the necessity of its own critic, and Jacques Derrida is the right answer. Okay, next question. The unconscious store of linguistic knowledge which enables us to speak and understand the language is called as the faculty of mind, whether it's a linguistic comprehension, performance, competence, linguistic command. Unconscious store of linguistic knowledge which enables us to speak and understand, comprehend, understand, comprehend. So linguistic comprehension is absolutely right. However, linguistic performance and competence are another two important terms given by Noam Chomsky. Performance and competence. Competence is the ability that we hold all the time. And out of the ability, whatever we are able to perform is known as linguistic performance. And the capacity of holding those skills is known as linguistic competence. If we are holding 100% ability, we may able to perform 60% out of that. That is performance, and 100% is the competence. So these are the two terms by grammarian Noam Chomsky. Linguistic comprehension is also by Noam Chomsky. Okay, the next question, the term invective refers to this kind of asking word meaning, invective. Okay, so invective means an abusive statement denouncing someone. So A is the right answer. Question number 44, which of the following word has the English consonant sound W? It's written here as W. Bowl, blue, queen, house. So you can pronounce the words and you can find whether there is a sound W. So queen, W is there. So queen is the right answer here. In bowl, there is no word called W. Blue, there is no word W, and same with the house. So queen, W is there in the queen. So queen is the right answer. Okay, so next move on to the next question, number 45. Language expressions that have been used so often that they become hackneyed or unexciting. Overuse of language. Very simple. It is known as glitch. Yes, it is known as glitch. Let's move on to the next question. Now we have a few questions from grammar. In English grammar, determiner is considered a part of. Determiner is considered as a part of noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, or adverb phrase. So determiners that determines the position of a noun. Determiners are those which determines the position of a noun, that is known as noun phrase. Okay, the next question. What is while dancing in the sentence? While dancing, she broke her leg. While dancing, she broke her leg. The right answer here is verb phrase. It is a verb phrase. Verb phrase are those phrases in which there is a verb. So dancing is a verb supported by another supporting verb. So here while is used as a supporting verb. While is also a noun. It is also a conjunction, and it is also a supporting verb. So here in this sentence, it is used as a supporting verb. While dancing, she broke her leg. So verb phrase is the right answer.
I think, sir, it's adverb phrase. Because, sir, she broke her leg. It's modified that verb, sir.
Okay, see,
While dancing.
adverb phrase is not there in the option. It is adverb clause.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, sir.
So clause means it should give some meaning. Then only we can say it's a clause, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously adverb clause is not the right answer. Okay, the next question. He finds his boss utterly incompetent. What grammatical category is underlined part? Utterly incompetent is. The options are direct object, object complement, indirect object, or subject complement. The complement is the right answer, but the complement is given to whom? Either it's the complement is given to object or subject. Incompetent is the object here. Utterly incompetent. Who is utterly incompetent? Yes, Pratikya?
Sir, by mistake.
Okay, okay. So he finds his boss utterly incompetent.
This sentence, boss is a object.
He is the subject and boss is the object. Yes, very right.
Object complement.
Yeah, very right. Sorry. Object complement is the right answer. The next question, what is the linguistic term for the study of pitch movement in a language? Study of pitch movement. Pitching up, pitching down. It's very simple one, I think. Yes, intonation is the right answer. Very right. Okay, the next question. Stative verbs in English usually do not take. Stative verbs. There are two verbs in English. One is static and the other is action. The words which shows action are called as action verbs, and the words which are static are known as stative verbs. So it does not take progressive form, because if the progressive form appears, it shows the action verb. Static verbs does not take progressive form. So B is the right answer here. Okay, so let's move on to next question. Register, that we have read this question in our linguistic chapter. Register is a term that refers to a variety of language defined according to its use in different regions or communicative situation or literary text or forms of symbols. I expect everyone to give the right answer to this question. Register. If you're able to recall, formal register, informal register, neutral register. 3 kinds of register I have taught in the class. Sometimes you have to use formal register, like when you're talking to your boss, your office, your elders, you have to talk in the formal manner. When you're talking to your friends, your juniors, your younger ones, then you have to use informal registers. When you're writing letters to some office or officials, you have to use neutral register. So in every situation, you have to change your language. That is, in every communicative situation, the language is changing. That is known as register. There are 3 kinds of register: formal register, informal register, and neutral register. Okay, the next question. Who wrote the book An Era of Darkness, the British Empire in India, released in 2016? Yes, Shashi Tharoor is absolutely right. Shashi Tharoor is the right answer. English belongs to Germanic language, Celtic language, Hellenic language, Latin, Italic language. Germanic, Celtic, Hellenic, or Latin, Italic. The right answer is A. It's Germanic language, not Celtic. Celts were there as the aboriginals, but Germany, after the 793 Germanic invasions, in the year 793 AD Germanic invasion, these people came as emperors, and later on the Norman conquest. They continued up to Norman conquest 1066, and these people has brought their language from Germany. So English belongs to Germanic language, not Celtic. A is the right answer. For more knowledge, you may enhance your knowledge. Google out this and you get broadened idea about this. Germanic language is the right answer. Okay, next question number 54. Macaulay in his Minute on Education appreciated Indian literature or appreciated both Indian and Arabic literature, found both Indian and Arabic literature unworthy, found Arabic literature more worthy than Indian literature. 54. Appreciated or unworthy. If he could have been appreciated, English could not be brought into India. So he found both Indian and Arabic literature unworthy. He called Sanskrit and Arabic literature. Sanskrit and Arabic literature are unworthy, not suitable to modernize the people. So C is the right answer. Okay, next question, that is from Indian History of Indian Literature. How much money did Charter Act 1813 allow the company to invest in education? That we have discussed while I was talking about the various kinds of commission, education commission in class 112. If all of you remember, 1 lakh was allowed to be invested on the education of Indian people. 1 lakh was to be invested on the education of Indian people. So D is the right answer. Which of the following English word does not have its origin in Hindi? It is not taken from Hindi words. Juggernaut, arsenal, bungalow, chutney. The right answer is yes, B, arsenal. Juggernaut is taken from Jagannath. That's the temple from Odisha, Jagannath. Bungalow and chutney, so all has the origin in Hindi. Okay, next question. Which of the following received the Sahitya Akademi Award for translation in English? "100 Great Indian Poems" translated by Abhay Kumar, "Grow Long Blessed Night" translated by Martha Ann Selby, or "Diwane Ghalib" translated by Khwaja Tariq Ahmad, or "I Lalla, the Poems of Lal Dead" translated by Ranjit Hoscott. The right answer here is D. I Lalla, the Poem of Lal Dead, translated by Ranjit Hoscott. He got Sahitya Akademi Award in the year 2014 or 15, I think. Kindly confirm. I think it's 2014. I Lalla, the Poems of Lal Dead, translated by Ranjit Hoscott. Okay, the next question from second language acquisition. We have already read what is direct method of teaching English. Grammar is taught directly, grammar is taught indirectly, grammar is taught through a translation, grammar is taught through written exercises. You are very fast, all of you are very fast. Grammar is taught directly. There is no intervention of the mother tongue or the native language. The target language is taught directly. So grammar is taught directly. All of you are very sure of this. Moving on to the next question. Awareness, consciousness, and similar other actions are badly needed to eradicate the abuse of drugs and drinks by young people. Which part of the sentence is requires some revision? So it's a kind of grammatical error, finding grammatical errors. The right answer here is B, badly needed. The word badly is used in the negative sense, but here the sense is positive. Awareness, consciousness, and similar other actions are badly needed. So the word badly is to be replaced with some positive words. Okay, the next question. The Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages, Hyderabad, has now been renamed as. Long back it has been renamed. Now it is called as EFL University, Hyderabad. EFL University, English and Foreign Language University. It's having 3 branches, one in Lucknow, one somewhere in Assam, and the other is in Hyderabad. Yes, EFLU. Okay, the next question. Name the university where Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies was introduced in the year 1964. This question I have discussed in the first class of Cultural Studies, class number 75. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. University of Birmingham is the right answer. It was started by Stuart Hall. Stuart Hall in the year 1964 in the University of Birmingham. The key figure among the following in the development of British cultural studies. British cultural studies. Noam Chomsky, John Fiske, Lawrence Bousberg. British cultural studies, obviously Richard Hogarth. Yes, absolutely right. The theory of encoding decoding model was proposed by one of the following theorists. Encoding decoding. Another easy question. Yes, very right. The right answer is Stuart Hall, who has given the encoding decoding model that we have read in our class also. Culture and Society, one of the seminal work on cultural studies by Raymond William, was published in which year? Culture and Society is a very important work. That's why they have asked the year of publication. In this work, Raymond William talks about how the notion of culture developed in Great Britain from 18th century to 20th century, and it was published in 1958. It was published in 1958. So C is the right answer here. Mango Shuffle, India's major gas-themed film, is an adaptation of which play of Mahesh Dattani? The options are Dance Like a Man, Do the Needful, On a Muggy Night in Mumbai, Bravely Fought the Queen. This movie was premiered in the year 2002. The film stars were Atul Kulnani and Rinki Khanna. And it was promoted as the first gay male film from India. First gay male film from India, and is word adapted from Mahesh Dattani's own successful play. Mahesh Dattani was the script writer of this play, this film, Mango Shuffle. The script was written by Mahesh Dattani. And the right answer is On a Muggy Night in Mumbai. On a Muggy Night in Mumbai, C is the right answer. Okay, next question. Which German concept equates culture with civilization and individual or collective moral progress? What is the word for culture in German? Yes, it is Kultur, culture. So B is the right answer here. Okay, next question. Name the book of Roland Barthes, which analyzes cultural conventions and codes of professional wrestling, women's fashion, etc. I'll repeat the question again as the question is very heavy. Name the book of Roland Barthes, which analyzes cultural conventions and codes of professional wrestling, women's fashion. Culture and Society by Raymond William. Mythologies by Roland Barthes. Culture and Anarchy by Matthew Arnold. Culture Today, I have not heard whether there's such book or not. So Mythologies is the right answer. Yes, B is the right answer. Okay, next question. You have to match the author's name with the book name. The book name is Distinction, Reading the Romance, Understanding Pop Culture, the Practice of Everyday Life. Understanding Pop Culture, I have taught in the class of Literary Criticism. John Fiske, Understanding Pop Culture. So 2 is 3. So if you know the answer of one option, that will be enough to find the right answer. C is the right answer here. Michel de Certeau is the writer of The Practice of Everyday Life. Pierre Bourdieu is the writer of Distinction. Janice Radway, Reading the Romance. So C is the right answer here. Which two concepts developed by French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu have become increased influential in cultural studies? Pierre Bourdieu is a sociologist. So as a student of literature, we have to read sociology, psychology, English. So many area has entered. After some day, we may find the question from science, physics, chemistry also. As I have seen a new kind of criticism called as technical criticism has already entered in our arena. Technical criticism as a part of English literature. So gradually our arena is growing day by day. So Pierre Bourdieu has developed the concept of cultural capital and habitus. So C is the right answer, cultural capital and habitus. Okay, another hazy paper. Which writer applied the term cultural poetics to his own critical contribution as a part of social practice? Cultural poetics. He is the author of Renaissance. Stephen Greenblatt. Cultural poetics is related to Stephen Greenblatt. Who among the following said that Wordsworth classified his poems not according to any common received plan of arrangement, but according to the scheme of mental physiology? He has poems of fancy, poems of imagination, poems of sentiment and reflection, and so on. Who has criticized Wordsworth? Okay, so the right answer here is Matthew Arnold. Matthew Arnold. Okay, the next question. Who among the following observed that poets, according to the circumstances of the age and nation in which they appeared, were called in the earlier epoch of the world legislators or prophets? Okay, the word legislator here is a key word here. The poets are unacknowledged legislator of the world. So legislators or prophets, a poet essentially comprises and unites both these characters, for he not only beholds intensely the present as it is and discovers those laws according to which present things ought to be ordered, but he beholds the future in the present. So such a long quotation is given. You need to find the keywords here. So as I remember the keyword legislator here, so P.B. Shelley has says this quotation, poets are unacknowledged legislator of the world. So P.B. Shelley, the defense of poetry is the right answer. Which of the following is not an essay in the traditional sense? Pope's an essay on criticism, Dryden an essay on dramatic poesy, Shelley's defense of poetry, or Philippides an apology for poetry. All of you are already aware Pope's essay on criticism is not an essay, it is a poem. An essay on criticism is a poem. It's not a essay in traditional sense. Okay, next question, question number 74. Plato's objection to poetry stemmed mainly from ontological concern, epistemological concern, analogical, or formalistic concern. Plato's objections to poetry stemmed mainly from. The right answer is moral and epistemological concern. Moral and epistemological concern. Morally and epistemologically, the poetry was rejected by Plato. Next question, by which other name is the Chicago School of Criticism known? This question also appeared in Rajasthan Assistant Professor exam. The same question is repeated here. Chicago School of Criticism. If you recall that day when we discussed that paper, when I'm discussing different papers, I'm able to recall all those questions. The right answer is Neo-Aristotelians. Neo-Aristotelians. This is the other name of Chicago School of Criticism. So D is the right option here. The next question, who among the following wrote The Reproduction of Mothering? The Reproduction of Mothering. The right answer is Nancy Chodorow. Nancy Chodorow has written the work The Reproduction of Mothering. The term heteronormativity was popularized by. Heteronormativity. All these writers you have read, Judith Butler, Sigmund Freud, Michel Foucault. And in our class, we have not read this term. Heteronormativity, we have not read. So obviously, we have not read Michael Warner. So that is the right answer. Michael Warner. Alice Walker is known for introducing the term androgyny, gynocriticism, a creature feminine, womanism. Yes, womanism is the right answer. Who has coined the term gynocriticism? Kindly write the answer in the chat box. And who has coined the term a creature feminine? Write in the chat box. A creature feminine and gynocriticism. Yes, Alan Showalter has coined the term gynocriticism, and Helen Zygzos has coined the term a creature feminine. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, number 79. I'm trying to finish this question today itself. Who among the following called the new critics as Lemon Squeezer School of Criticism? Lemon Squeezer School of Criticism. Although the new criticism came in 1941 with the introduction of the work by J.C. Ransom, the new criticism. However, in the 1956, T.S. Eliot called it as the Lemon Squeezer School of Criticism. All of you are absolutely right. Okay, the next question. Louis Althusser understanding and interpretation of Marxism has been informed by. There are lots of critics who has talked about Marxism, but what is the interpretation of Louis Althusser? He has seen Marxism from which perspective? Structuralism, post-colonialism, post-structuralism, or post-communism? Louis Althusser has seen Marxism from the perspective of a structuralism. Structuralism. He has seen it from the structuralism perspective. A is the right answer. The next question, who conceptualized subcultures as a specific group culture that resists the dominant ideology? Dominant ideology. If you recall, I have talked about dominant, residual, and emergent. That was a work by some critic, dominant, residual, and emergent. From there, this question has been taken. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. Raymond William has written that book. So D is the right answer. The next question, who is author of the book Illusion of Postmodernism? Illusion of Postmodernism. There's a lots of description of ambivalence and contradiction in the postmodern period as shown by Terry Eagleton. Terry Eagleton is the right option here. Illusion of Postmodernism. The next question, who underlined the role of gender performativity in girling the girl? This question again was repeated in the Rajasthan assistant professor exam. Gender performativity. Yes, gender trouble. And the term has been taken from Judith Butler's book, Gender Trouble. So C is the right answer here. Okay, next question. Who argues in favor of planetarity to counter the ecological threats posed by global capitalism? This is the second question from eco-criticism. Planetarity to counter the ecological threats posed by global capitalism. The right answer is Dipesh Chakraborty. Dipesh Chakraborty is the right answer here. Moving on to the next question. Name the author of the book, The Postmodern Condition, a report on knowledge. The Postmodern Condition, a report on knowledge. This work was published in the year 1979 by Jean-Francois Lyotard. Jean-Francois Lyotard. So C is the right option here. Next question, who described colonized native as a mimic man? Simply you can say who has coined the term mimicry. Who described colonized native as a mimic man? So it's a twisted kind of question they could have asked, who has coined the term mimicry. So they've just twisted it and written as mimic man. Homi Bhabha is the right answer here. So you'll find such type of twisting in every exam. Next question, number 87. Which of the following is correct in context of Derridian deconstruction? Meaning of a text revolves around a center. Meaning of a text is always slippery and provisional. Meaning of a text can be decoded with precision. Meaning of a text is determined by an external context. Very simple question. If you understand the term deconstruction, you can very well find the right answer. At least from my students, I don't want the wrong answer. Deconstruction. You must remember the quotation of Jack Derrida, there is nothing outside the text. There is nothing outside the text. Okay, so meaning of a text revolves around a center. There is no center in the text. Meaning of a text is always slippery and provisional. We cannot find the meaning of any text. It is always slippery. So B is the right answer. Meaning of a text can be decoded with precision. It cannot be decoded completely. And meaning of a text is determined by external context is absolutely wrong. So B is the right answer. All those who have given B as the right answer, you are absolutely right. Question number 88. Who among the following does not belong to the New Left? It's a group of Marxism. New Left are the group of Marxist philosophers. As per me, all are from the New Left Marxist philosophers. I'll try to find the right answer. If any one of you know the right answer, you can discuss. If any one of you have seen such question. But as per me, all of them are Marxist philosophers related to New Left Marxism, 20th century Marxist philosophers. Raymond Williams, Frederick Chemtion, Terry Eagleton, and Rosa Luxemburg. Okay, the next question, question number 89. Who makes this assertion? The reader is the space on which all the quotations that make up a writing are inscribed without any of them being lost. Who is the author who has written this about the writer and the reader? writer and the reader, it's probably the reader response criticism, or you can say post-structuralism also. The reader, the writer, the author. Yes, absolutely right. Death of the Author by Rona Barthes. This quotation is from Death of the Author by Rona Barthes. Okay, question number 90. We are just going to finish. We are getting late today. Who propounded the concept of carnivalesque or carnivalization of literature? Another question from literary criticism. Yes, absolutely right. Mikhail Bakhtin, carnivalesque, to bring humor in a tragic work. Carnivalesque element is used to bring humor in any tragedy. The next question, which of these acts would make you guilty of plagiarism? Now, very important questions from research methodology. I have taught research methodology in class 118, and I want all of you to give the right answer to all the questions of research methodology. So which of these acts would make you guilty of plagiarism? The first option, if you sum up the argument and present it as your own in different words. Or if you document the material. Document means you give the credit to the material borrowed from another source in a truthful way. That is not a plagiarism. If you document the keyword honestly, that is also not a plagiarism. If you present the facts and figures with acknowledgement, that is also not a plagiarism. If you take someone's works and present it as your own in different words, that is a plagiarism. So A is the right answer here. All of you are absolutely right. Next, what do we not italicize in a research work? Do we italicize the name of book, plays, pamphlets, or name of websites, or name of operas, paintings, or name of authors? Yes, name of authors is not italicized. Yes, D is the right answer here. The next question, number 93. What does PASSIM as abbreviation denote? PASSIM. PASSIM is used in the research thesis. For which purpose? The word PASSIM is used for showing any context which is found at many places in the thesis, many places. That means we can say here, there, and anywhere. When anything that appears at many places, any concept, any idea that appears at various places, we can tell it as a PASSIM. Which of these is incorrect about gateway sites? Gateway sites are those sites which flicker on your windows, on your browser, that is not the part of that website. That always flicker in the form of bubbles or in the form of small windows, in the form of keywords. If you have searched some keywords in any another website, it will appear in every website you open in your browser. So these sites provide gateway or links to other sites. That is absolutely right. Gateway sites are highly unreliable, undependable sites. Some are definitely unreliable, but all are not highly unreliable. So this can be the wrong option. Let us see the next one. These sites provide annotated listing of websites. These sites provides annotated listing of websites. They do not provide annotated listing. They can provide anything. So that is another incorrect option as I can find here. C, B and C. These sites are selected by subject specialist. That is true. So B and C are the right answer here. I'm unable to find the right answer here because both seems to be incorrect. Okay, let's move on to next question, number 95. On which of these will you not rely while conducting research? Encyclopedia, Wikipedia, yearbooks, and dictionaries. Which are not the authentic source. Yes, the right answer is Wikipedia. Anyone can edit the Wikipedia. Anyone can add the citation in the Wikipedia. So obviously it is not the authentic information. However, the references given in the Wikipedia at the end of the page is an authentic information, but definitely the information of Wikipedia is not regarded as the authentic information for conducting the researches. The next question, which of the following is not the hallmark of the research? Not the hallmark. Coherent communication has to be there, logical conclusion has to be there, objective presentation has to be there, rehash of previous opinion, rehashing is not allowed. So D is obviously the right answer. Which of the following you will not use for preparing a working bibliography? Are you going to use MLA International Bibliography, books and print periodicals, guide and help books, sound and video recordings? So MLA style has to be used, and for citing you have to use the books and the printing materials. If you are citing something from YouTube or some videos or audios, that also you have to take into your bibliography. Only the guide and self-help books are not to be used as bibliography. So C is the right option here. Next question, what would you say in a thesis statement? What is a thesis statement? A thesis statement is just the purpose of your thesis. What is why you are conducting the research? That is the purpose and viability of the project. So D is the right answer. All of you are absolutely right. Okay, the next question, number 99. So many times we have read how to cite any reference. So I want the right answer from all of you. Yes, all of you have given the right answer. C is the right answer here. Why? Because the writer's name always appears in reverse order. Ellen Jacobs is the name of the author. So Jacobs, then comma, then Allen, then full stop. Then the name of the book has to be in the italics form. But none of the options they are in the italics, so we will ignore this. However, all the words of the book has to be in the capital letter except preposition, conjunction, and articles. Other than this, every word has to be in the capital letters. So this is the first word, so this has to be in the capital letter. The pleasures of reading in an age of distraction. Then Oxford University Press has to be in the capital letter. UP indicates University Press. Then comma 2011, then small p, that is particular page number 4. So C is the right option here. The next question, number 100, when do you use ellipsis in a quotation? When you're quoting something, you use ellipsis. Ellipsis, what is ellipsis? When you use 3 dots in any quotation, this is called as ellipsis. So to indicate omission of a word, sentence without harm to the original opinion, or to indicate you don't agree with the original, to show you are a better scholar, to indicate you can write a better line than the original author. All of you are absolutely right. It is used to indicate omission. When you are omitting something from the quotation, you are omitting a line or a word or a phrase from the original quotation and putting 3 dots. It indicates that something is missing from there that is not required here to cite to prove the authenticity. So all of you are marvelous performance. It's really very, very good. And I really thank you all for participating in this analysis. And it was really a very wonderful performance, staying with me for 1 hour 45 minutes. So thank you all for this wonderful performance.